Cancer, the moon is in Leo and she's looking at you to wanting to express yourself, to take whatever that emotional inspiration happened while the new moon was in Cancer and take that and really shine outward, really be shining your brightest light there, Cancer. This is a really fun placement for the moon. So stay tuned to figure out how to work with these energies. But before we get into that, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just fantastic, Cancer. And it keeps us shining. And for those of you who are new, welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and know that when you're coming across this video, you're in sync with the moon, and she loves that. And this is also a channel for those of you who have Cancer in your placement. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot cards, but it's based upon ruler here, the good old moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void. Of course, there's all those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, getting myself together, Cancer. Let's jump into it. Oh, yeah, really get myself together, Cancer. And, well, you know what? Your space has been especially cleansed today, Cancer, because when I'm recording this is the day of the new moon. Well, the new moon is about to happen in from when I'm recording this in an hour. So that's really been exciting. I was doing a lot of meditation today. This moon is happening in my 12th house. So this has been I've been making a lot of space for some quiet. You know, my solar returns around the corner. So it's just been a lot of just really tuning into myself. And so this has been I hope you've been enjoying this new moon energy. I hope you're ready for this, excited for this cycle that's coming up. I need to confirm this. I actually was listening to someone, I think they said that we're not going to have a full moon in Cancer this year. I got to double check on that. But I do feel like this is a very special new moon to get in touch with that Cancerian side of you. When we all have Cancer in our chart, so look at wherever that new moon is happening and see what side are you needing to nurture more. Where are you needing to lead with more love? And it's a beautiful energy that we're in. But depending on when you're watching this, happy Saturn Day. Saturn is associated with Saturday, and this is a day, despite popular belief, a day for kind of doing some serious stuff, for doing anything that you've been putting off for however long, maybe for the week, maybe some stuff you've been putting up for the day, maybe some chores, maybe some housework. This is a great day to tend to land when you're dealing with Saturn. But this is a great day for discipline, for talking with elders, or maybe you can provide some sort of wise counsel. So it is a more of a somber day, a day of really kind of getting caught up, for getting focused, for just getting things in order when we're dealing with Saturn, for getting things structured. So just one ways to work with this, and even working with the Saturn hours. I like to, when I see a Saturn hour approaching, I just think of all right, have I been procrastinating on something? Have I been moving the knee, or have I been pushing something off? You know, where can I get down to business? So utilize these times as they resonate with you for motivation and things, you know, to try to explore how you work in those energies. It can be really cool. It can even be a great thing if you're working on let's say you have a lot of, maybe like a sugar habit that you're working on. Maybe during Saturn hours, and maybe even during Saturn days, we just cut out those sweets, or we make sure that we're, set aside time. You can just play around with it as you will. So, but also depending on when you're watching this, the moon is going to be entering into Leo at about 8:55 p.m. and that's going to be Pacific time. And she is in a waxing crescent phase. And when the moon is in Leo, this is a very fun place. This is a strong placement for the moon to be. The moon is very confident in Leo. This is the time where, she's just got done being in her home sign. And like I was saying at the beginning, this is where she shines bright. Leo is about that idea of self-expression, that sense of I am, that I can be whatever I want to be, wherever I put my energy into. I was thinking about the glyphs of the zodiac signs, and it's like in Cancer, You have the two suns that are revolving around one another and like the crescent moons. I love who was I listening to? I think it was the Light Workers Lounge where she was talking about the glyphs of Cancer. I think that's who I was listening to. But I like to think it's like, Cancer's taking that emotional energy into action. It's like I learned a word the other day, cathexis. It's like taking emotional energy and putting it towards something. And that's basically Cancer. If Cancer had a word, cathexis is the one. But I was thinking about Leo and how it like looks like, it looks like a lion tail, but it looks like the energies are dancing because that circle represents the sun energy. And so that's what I feel this when we think about Leo, this is taking the sun and moving it around. This is like you are the painter of your journey when it comes to Leo, and it's having the courage to do so, to live in your power. Leo is a very strong sign, and this is a great time to go at your projects with passion, with charisma, to bring more creativity into your life. Thank you, guys. And this can really be a time, especially with the waxing crescent phase. This is a time, couple that with Leo, this is a time for building up self-confidence, for building up self-assurance. Whatever you started off during this new moon cycle is starting to grow. You're rooting this on. You're setting intentions. You're manifesting. You're doing this consistently. And so now this moon in waxing crescent energy is, I feel like, really wanting you to crank that up, when we're working with Leo, just like with how charged this moon and how beautiful this new moon started off. I feel like we're really working with a lot of potent energy, and this is a really great time to just practice that cathexis, Cancer, to really put that emotional energy into flow, to make your imagination come to life with this moon in Leo. So this could be also a great moon too, to just thinking on just like a daily thing too. Maybe if you have any little ones, to go tap into that inner child, go play with them, go outside, maybe play on the jungle gym, or maybe build sand castles or whatever that's looking like. And this again is just a great energy for just appreciating life. This is an energy of leading with the heart. And when you think about this too, the sun and the moon are in each other's signs, the sun being in Cancer, the moon being in Leo. So there's this mutual reception here. There's this nurturing the soul, and just like, oh my gosh, it's like, I just feel like this could be really great, just kind of inner energy, just like really allowing yourself to just kind of, again, play with the energies of whatever that means. Maybe you're literally creating something, maybe you're writing down an idea, maybe you're making a vision board, whatever this is, but get really creative, get kind of crafty when it comes with Leo. That's what I'm even kind of getting a sense of too. Now, if you have your moon in Leo, this is a very fun placement. Every person that I've ever met with a moon in Leo just has this natural. Some are, it's a bit louder than others, but there is this sense of joy there. There's this real innocence there that I love with the moon in Leo. That's very, very loving, very joyful, very just like. Yeah, I mean, just very, just again, heart driven when I think about the moon in Leo. But one thing I feel like to be mindful of with the moon in Leo is looking to play a part in order to get love, in order to get that self-validation. So making sure that you, with whatever that you're doing, making sure that you love it first. Making sure that you don't need necessarily anyone to validate who you are. This is about being who you are and being proud of who you are. And like we were talking in the previous one, unapologetically. Really just allowing yourself to just, exist, to be confident and to lead. And this is someone as a moon in Leo. Maybe you experienced your mom as, or maybe your motherly, whoever you considered as that kind of matronly or motherly energy, as someone very strong or very proud, or maybe even someone who maybe kind of took the spotlight away, depending on how the moon is aspected. So, but I find with this moon, if you can find ways to express yourself, whether that be through art, whether that be maybe through storytelling, maybe that is through whatever this is, but but doing something that just fills your heart with joy, I feel like is a great way of tending to the moon in Leo. And you can look at the house placement too to find out, we'll get more of as far as like how to tend to your moon needs, because during this Cancer lunar cycle, you know, the moon, your moon sign is a really important aspect of this. So, and while we still have the sun still in Cancer, so something to think about there. Oh, and if you had a birthday that's coming up, or that's past, or that's getting ready to come up, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Is it gonna do it? Okay, we're just gonna stop doing that because now it's getting weird. But normally balloons pop up when I do that. So imagine there were balloons and you were just through the roof. You were just but yeah, if you had a birthday, happy solar return. Hopefully you've been taking the time to be with your loved ones, to be with whatever that looks like. Maybe with your family, maybe it's with your dog, maybe it's with your plants. But allow yourself some time to be with yourself, to tend to your needs, to nurture your energy. So. And if you have your birthday like me, let me know. Mine's actually coming up on the Void of Course Day. Let's actually talk about that next. But mine was on the 8th. So I love if you share a birthday with me. Happy birthday, twins. Love that. But on the 8th of July, on a moon day, Monday, at about 11:03, this is going to be a pretty lengthy Void of Course, so I want something to kind of pay attention to here. The Void of Course is going to be going from 11:03 that Monday until Tuesday the 9th at about 6:47. Now, when we have longer voids of courses, these ones I feel like we want to pay a bit more attention, maybe make sure, like, because what I wanted to do during the Void of Courses is we have a total of 49 hours and 25 minutes of Void of Course time. So setting aside personal time for you is like my goal with adding all of this up, because sometimes the Void of Courses can be so short. But it's a time to just set aside time for you, whether that's working out, whether that's doing some yoga, whether that's spending time with the family, whether that's doing a creative endeavor, things that just recharge your batteries. Maybe it's taking a nap, whatever this is. But the Void, of course, is when the moon forms her final aspect with the celestial body, and then she's not doing anything. The energy, this is a time for wrapping up things. This is a time for deep breathing. A time, I would say, if you're like me in Pacific time or later in those days, making sure to get some rest, especially with the aspect that's being formed, because the aspect of the last planet usually form or kind of colors the Void of Course time, and this is a square with Uranus, and so maybe some shocking news comes throughout that day, and that can be shocking, like maybe find out someone's having a baby, or maybe you find out that someone's moving to a new location, got a new job, or got a new haircut, or whatever that is. Your kid got out and got a piercing but it could be something like that, and maybe you're carrying these emotions over into the next day. And so I would feel if you have something that would come up during this Void of Course period, sleep on it. Any sort of like shocking things, and we're not sure, because the squares can bring about tension, and when we're thinking about with the moon and Uranus, we could get reactive if you're not mindful. So during these longer Void of Course times, I would say set aside some times. If you have something that's shocking that comes up, give it a beat. Maybe if you can, like maybe put it off to the next day, as far as like making a decision on something or how you're going to go about doing something. Things could seem real charged in that moment, but I find when we give it some space and then kind of allow ourselves to cool off a little bit, if that's somewhere you're getting, then you can come back and approach it from a healthier space, from a more constructive space. And so that's just something during this period, because especially if maybe this is happening during the daytime, depending on your time zone, just something to be mindful of with this longer Void of time. I put a little mark between the 7th and the 9th to maybe be extra intentional that day with your time. Maybe do some extra breathing, some extra whatever me time looks like for you that day. So hopefully you find this. I feel like this is a kind of a fun way to kind of play around with the Void of Course time a little bit. It gives it a little less, gives it more so that you can tune into tune into your cycle. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this, and hopefully this is, and let me know where you're at. I'm probably at about Well, I'm getting ready to start timing it here because the new moon again is not for another hour. So I'm gonna start timing mine here soon. But I've been getting into at least about an hour of meditation roughly a day. Plus I work out at least, and I get about an hour and a half of me time. I think that I carve out for myself at least a day, and so this it's kind of cool to see how you can space your stuff out too, how you are being intentional with your time. And so yeah, just something to, I feel like, invite and explore about yourself. That's, I feel like, my whole kind of point with that. But if you're also wanting to learn how to work with your energies a bit more personally, you want to get more in flow with your cycle, get more in tune with yourself, learn how to work with your energies. And if that resonates, my energy resonates with you or my style of astrology, book a reading with me. I have a just link down in the description box to book a consultation call. We can talk about the different things maybe you're wanting to, maybe you've been noticing you have a lot of emotions coming. Maybe you're like me, you have a Pluto transit with your moon that's coming up, has been bringing up a lot of emotions possibly. We could track your lunar returns, get an idea of what's going on there. Or maybe you have a birthday that's coming up and you want to get a map for the landscape of the year. Maybe you're just wanting to get a deeper sense of who you are, maybe see if there's any sort of like what's going on. Maybe you have some important decisions that are getting ready to come up, some important life changes. So if my style again resonates with you and you feel like we could form a really cool bond there and really get some growth going on, definitely check that link down in the description box below. And you can check on my Instagram and on my LinkedIn as well. All those links are down there for you. And then last little thing there, Cancer, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situation. But look at your general energy of the day here, Cancer. I love that you have the Sky card, which is a card of expansion. It's air energy here. And this is a card of befriend the mind, inner freedom, and expand consciousness. And I really enjoyed this, Cancer. I feel this expansion card is really wanting you to, if this new moon has maybe brought up some emotional things in you, how is your inner world doing? How are you? Do you feel safe inside? Do you feel, or does it feel like a battle zone within? I feel like that's one thing to check in with this energy and see where you can expand your consciousness, where we're maybe getting stuck in a narrative, possibly where a certain theme is recurring. What is going on? What's restricting our inner freedom? This gives me almost like a devil moment, but not necessarily in that there's like an intoxicant in the realm. It's more so that we've surrendered our power in a sense, and now we've allowed the air to not breathe. It even gives me like a Nine of Swords type of energy where you can feel all this anxiety. You can feel the Nine of Swords can be a tougher, kind of crueler energy, but I feel like it's when we're working with these kind of like these tougher emotions, I feel like these are signifiers that something is needing to change. We're in this really unhappy state. And it's just like, what ways can I create with this moon in Leo? How can I get creative and show this courage to break free from whatever this limiting circumstances may be? Maybe we have this self-image issue. Maybe we're in a relationships that aren't conducive to growth. Maybe we have this, whatever this thing may be. I feel like this is figuring out maybe different ways to change up the mindset. Maybe this is working with different affirmations. Maybe this is talking with a friend. Do the people, when we're thinking about air energy with this card, do the people around you speak of expansion, or do they speak of this freedom? And I feel like even if it's not necessarily in a malicious sense, but if you have someone maybe who's in a state that's always trying to bring you, like that maybe is operating from a limited mindset, maybe they have their work is through money issues, for example, and I'm just getting like this, when you're surrounded by a certain amount of energy, it can be hard to see a different perspective here. But let's go a little higher here, Cancer. Let's get some tarot on this and get some details, because the mind is a powerful place, Cancer, and I feel that how we think affects how we feel, and what we feel is what we attract, and then it becomes this tough cycle until we can throw a wrench in it. and then it's like something I feel like it's looking to break that loop so we can start again, so we can get some fresh air. That might be something too. If you've been feeling in a stuck place, sometimes getting in a different environment can even help change up your perspective. It can help you to, like maybe if you're not sure about a solution and you've been thinking about it in the office, maybe go think about it in a park. Maybe go think about it and just see what happens. Maybe go get a coffee and go watch people and just see what happens. But let's get the tarot on this and see what's going on with this energy, Cancer. Thank you, guys. All right, Cancer. Ooh, I'm with it. Okay, so you have the Ace of Michael here, the Epiphany card, and which I think is a Hermit card here, and then the Page of Ariel. Now with this, let's start with the Ace of Michael, because this is a card of a wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your process. Clear up communication problems with others. And so that might be something where I'm thinking with that clear communications with others. Maybe there are certain, have you ever been around, an example would be, I remember working in a restaurant, and I remember there were these people kind of like talking about all the things that were just kind of wrong with the place. And then one of my questions was like, I'm thinking this like, well, either we need to change locations, maybe change occupations, or it's just like, what can we do instead of just listing problems? How can we list solutions? You know what I mean? I feel when we just get into this place of everything there's again, nothing constructive has happened. But if we can point out some things, maybe we can come up with a new idea. This gives me, I'm thinking about Aquarius with this card. Aquarius is about going with and that's the opposite sign of Leo. Aquarius is about going against the group. When a group gets caught in a certain idea, when they feel there's this stuff, maybe you feel stuck, like a lot of people feel kind of in this dead end job type of energy, for example. And it's like if enough people are perpetuating that, then it's just like, what are we doing? Like, let's maybe be the one that makes a shift. Maybe you go to the person to propose an idea and maybe you get a raise, or maybe you get a promotion, or, whatever this might look like. But I just feel there's something here that it's just the way we're, Let's get to this Epiphany card, because this card here says joy through spiritual growth, be a light to others, answers that come through meditation. And this befriending the mind, this inner freedom, I feel when you start doing this work, when you start entertaining this idea, it inspires other people too. Leo is an energy that does that. It has this light that they give off that can be infectious, that can just inspire. But I feel that this Epiphany card is this invitation to see that maybe to an invitation to invite a new way of thinking, to how can we speak maybe more joy into our world, even if we don't see it in this moment. It's not to say a problem necessarily goes away, but you get in a higher state of mind in order to process it. You become this Page of Ariel here, because this card is reliable, clever, educated, and balanced. This is an excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education. Time to get to work. And I like this. I feel like this is something when you're ready to take a move, you're more capable than you think, Cancer, is what I feel this Page of Air. You're more resourceful than you give yourself credit for. You've gotten this far on this journey, and maybe this excellent opportunity, if we can clear up, because it's like, okay, let's go back to that work example. If you go to the boss and you just go with a bunch of problems, usually it falls on deaf ears. But if we go to clear up the communication and go with a solution, then the tone changes. It's just like, okay, like, and I'm painting just like the ideal scenario here. We're talking in a perfect world here, and we're all working on ourselves and everything's fantastic. But that's what I feel like this could be offered. If we want to take an opportunity to get out of something, then a door will open for us, or at least an idea will come up that I feel is wanting to be entertained here, because that's the joy of this spiritual growth, is that you're always going to be learning. There's always something new, and I don't feel like it's meant. This library can seem like there's a lot of information that we're doing. That there always seems to be like a next step. But again, that's, I feel like, look at her just kind of excited in this thing, because now she's growing. There's this, we're raising the vibration through the clouds, above the clouds. We're in a whole different frequency here with this sky card, with this expansion. Sometimes I feel I'm even getting, for some, if you've been in your head kind of a lot, maybe even looking up at the sky, maybe going somewhere where you can lie on the grass and just kind of look up and be in this place of just kind of undisturbed for a little bit. Meditation could look like a number of things when we're trying to befriend the mind to find this inner wisdom, but this energy too, now just kind of moving on a little bit, just considering with this moon in Leo, this can be too a great idea to get some things, to explore some new avenues for things. Like maybe you've been wanting to learn a language, for example. Maybe you got a trip planned, or maybe you're wanting to expand your client base, so you pick up something this, or maybe you have a new art project that you're working on, or maybe you have, there's something here. This is very kind of, what's the word? Kind of there we go, brainstorming energy. That's what this really gives me right now. This could be kind of, this epiphany can be, if you're looking for inspiration, this can be a time to, like, I feel like exploring those Leo areas, doing something creative, doing something that can free up the mind. I feel like it just bring in new opportunities. Maybe this gives, again, maybe taking up a course study here. Pay attention to synchronicities I'm even feeling with this page of Ariel. Maybe you get an idea about taking, like, maybe you wanted to book a trip somewhere, and then someone happens to talk with you about that specific place. Or let's see what else is coming through here, Cancer. Alrighty. Thank you, guys. Let's see what's going on here, Cancer. Oh, a lot of aces here, Cancer. New beginnings coming through. Oh, and we were talking about that Nine of Michael. So we got Nine of Michael here. You have the Ace of Ariel, the Ace of Raphael, the Nine of Michael, the World card, and the Decision card. Here, there's that World energy. I love that they both came out here at the same time, Cancer. So let's talk about that Decision first, because this would be the Devil card energy here. And this is Archangel Jophiel. And this is release yourself from that which holds you back, a need to detox, unnecessary worry based on lack of self-confidence. And that's where I feel like that kind of Nine of Michael is coming into the mix. It's not, maybe this need to detox is, maybe it could be from maybe if we've gotten in some sort of substances, we've been getting into some sort of escapism. But I feel it's a bit different than that. I feel like it's more so like a mental detox. How has the inner dialogue been? Because the Nine of Michael, your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome of your desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. And that can be very powerful. This could be something where if you're not sure about a decision to make, maybe you're feeling powerless in something, release this to your angels, release this to your God, your higher self, your guides, whatever this energy is, because this Ace of Ariel, I love this. It's your lucky day. New resources of money, time, or support, a change in a job or promotion. So this could be, again, maybe you're changing jobs. This could be the resources that are coming in for you. Maybe you find an alternative way to get some money for a situation. Possibly maybe someone can lend you some sort of things, or maybe they're just wanting to support you. There's this sort of donation even energy, but not like out of pity, but out of support is what this kind of feels like here. You got this Ace of Raphael, a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. This is just like a cleanup here, Cancer. This energy here. This is an opportunity to just plant a lot of seeds, a lot of fertile energy. But again, the sky is there. The sky is your ceiling. So how high does that go, Cancer? You really kind of set the bar on this one. And I feel like however high you want to set it, what is this world card is a very happy ending, coming full circle, spiritual growth and insight. And so, when we're in a moment, you could hear all this because I love this. We got these three majors here. We have these three aces, got three of a kind. But I feel like it's when we're in the challenges, when we're in the storm, where we feel that kind of hopelessness, when that sense of when we're feeling that maybe that doubt possibly. But I find it's in hindsight when you get on the other side of that. It's just like, wow, I survived that, I got through that, and I excelled through that went exactly as it needed to, and I got on the other side of this thing. I feel like it's just like with this world energy here, and I love that this came up with, because the world card is Saturn, the devil card is Capricorn. I'm getting an energy here with those energy. There's a responsibility that comes with your expansion. I feel like if you're wanting to open to this expansion, it's there for you. But it's if we, and then I get it, Cancer. It's easier said than done, especially when we're in a tough situation. It'd be hard to hold that insight, but it's not impossible. It's something where with practice and with either however you can get grounded, can get meditated, can get regulated, then you can get to the root of these things, because we've had situations like this before. Life is nothing but cycles. It's just they present themselves differently as we're just evolving. So let's get an oracle card from the sun here, Cancer. Wrap this up. I'm waiting. Look at these sirens singing. Thank you, guys. So you have the sirens card here, Cancer, and this is a card of use your voice, expansion, and freedom. Cancer. Let's switch back over, because look at that. Your star card is talking about expansion. Your oracle card here is talking about expansion, and it's how you use your voice. You have freedom to speak freedom into your life. That's what I feel this is. Use your voice to create new opportunities. And it's not to say that you're not going to feel afraid. If you have these fears, speak them to your guides. Speak them to the sky, speak them to the tree, to the ground, to your plants. But I feel like there's something here about, there's a release here, a need to be mindful of how your voice and how things resonate within you, how certain vibrations sit in your body. I'm getting emotional responsibility. We're in a lot of with Cancer. That's having a Cancer sun, for example. That's what you're here to learn. Who am I through these emotions, through how I feel, and I'm just thinking about the siren sound, how it can be, they would describe the sirens. I remember they would describe them as this sort of like intoxicating sound, that devil energy. But I think maybe sometimes we can get so used to being in a certain place. Let's say if we're feeling in a stuck place, it can feel easy to stay there, because the what's on the other side of that is unknown, and sometimes that uncertainty can almost be as overwhelming as the idea of that freedom. But I feel like freedom is an interesting thing. I feel like it's one of those where when we take our because I feel like freedom is given. You know, we allow people to, because you've seen it time and time again when people fight against oppression, when you know when our stuff gets tried to get taken, and I feel like it's when we use our voice and we speak this stuff, we take these actions here, and I feel like it's not. I hope that that makes sense. You know. Well, fear of losing my point, I think I'm gonna end that there. But it's just something I feel is just like wanting to be very empowering, to like really speak some empowering things into your world. If you need to get like maybe like a an after, there are plenty of like affirmation apps possibly, or even writing your own can be even just more powerful, you know. And it just like it's in your voice, it's in your words. Put it in a place that you'll see it every day, that you'll see it often. You know, maybe put something by in your. I remember a buddy would have sticky notes all over their bathroom mirror. Just little things like you're doing great, looking sharp, you're ready to tackle the day. And those can be sometimes just like, even if you're kind of down, you're like, oh, well, I'm not sure how, but right, okay, I can do this. So it's powerful. But if you like that Cancer, and you're powerful. If you like that Cancer, if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this Cancer if you think of anyone who could benefit from this message, who could find something uplifting here. And then subscribe to your world card. Hit that bell button to get notified when I release videos each day. And then if you're wanting to look a little bit more into the other planets and the conversations that they're having in the sky, the celestial chit chat, come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do those videos weekly. I release them on Mercury days, on Wednesdays, and I usually go over just like the weekly transits that are going on, talk about any planetary ingresses, and talk about, yeah, just the aspects and things. And I also have these videos where I've been starting to put off where they're just like placement videos. So I have these 12-sided dice, and I'll talk about a different planetary combination. And the goal of that is, it's a Soul Tribe archive, and the goal of that is for you to put your comments in there if you have those placements, or if you know someone who embodies this energy, or maybe something like that comes up, and just kind of add on there. And then hopefully as things grow, maybe we can create like part twos of videos, or even start come together and do live videos and like chat about this stuff. Like, cause I love talking about astrology. I think it's really cool, and we can just ask questions about your placements and get to know each other better energetically, find out how, if we have like placements, how we actually just met. I went to a friend's place for the 4th of July, and a lot of summer energy in there. It was 2 Leos, 2 Cancers, a Virgo, and an Aquarius. The oddball. But it was just like both of the Leos were Leo suns and Aquarius moons. It's very different, but so similar too. It's so fascinating. So, but if any of that curious is interest you, definitely check all that stuff out. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your angel oracle card here, Cancer. This is a new thing that I'm starting here with. At least just got a lot more oracle cards with this go around. This is just a feeling that I wanted to do for this one. And so, but these are the angels that are going to be watching over you during this energy, that you can look to for guidance. They provide maybe different energies to work with, different crystals that if you happen to have a relationship with, or maybe even to look into to find something about. Really, really cool. Some affirmations and things. So let me see what angel oracle here is for you, Cancer. All right. Oh. Ooh, look at her. I'm with it. Okay, so, I'm so with it because so you have Nithiel here. And she is the energies that are associated with her are Capricorn, the devil here, Saturn, the world, and and Zeus, which is about directed goals and achievement. And I like this. So I really like this. So Nithiel is the angel of eternal youth. And so this is a card about feeling. So she brings the energies of feeling whole, healing sun and star energy, and I love that healing sun energy for the Leo moon, and reversal of degenerative disease and pain-free. I love this. And so they have a message that comes through here. And Nithiel says, I send healing starfire to burn away feelings of separation from source, which is the root cause of all dis-ease. And so that's where I feel this energy here. I feel is working on bringing that divine energy to you to understand the power in your voice again. That's, I feel like, is very important. We started off with this air energy. I think of Gemini and Sag, for example. Gemini is associated with the inspiration of breath, the inhalation, and Sag is the expiration of the breath, or the exhalation. And I feel that it's like you're breathing in this knowledge, this, like, it's something here is about being mindful of what you're taking in, what you're breathing in, how you're consciously working with these energies, and then what we're wanting to put out expansive energy with this, with when I'm thinking about Sag here. It's, if you have goals, it's speaking those goals into being. It's, again, setting those vision boards. It's working, setting these intentions, like maybe even having some sort of checklist. I'm even thinking, with Saturn, and I love all this Saturn energy. While we're talking about this, the moon enters on a Saturn day. So there's a thing here I feel about self-respect when it comes to this energy. In the sides of you that tell yourself that you don't deserve things, I would challenge those. Why don't you feel like you don't deserve those things? Why don't you feel you can't have the abundance, or that a situation can't change, or that you can't grow? We're always changing and growing. Even if we're, the body just by itself is going to change. Change is happening whether we like it or not. Even though she's the angel of eternal youth, the spirit is eternal. The soul, that energy is eternal. This vessel is temporary. And I feel it's like, how are we tending to this so that when it returns to the earth, we're wanting to feed it with that rich soil. That's what I'm picturing here. Like, now some things to think about, some kind of closing thoughts here. Garnet, I actually think I have a garnet somewhere around here. At least I thought I had a garnet. But garnet may be a crystal to work with. If I'm remembering correctly, I want to say garnet is great for working with blood. I want to say, don't quote me on that. Look into it. This is not medical advice. And something to think about too, just while we're not talking about medical advice, is Saturn in Capricorn. Thinking about the bone structure. Saturn is about they're the skeletal system when we're thinking about that, and Capricorn rules the knees, and so but some energies or a time to remember. December may be an important time for you to think about. Maybe this is reflecting on last December. Maybe this is reflecting on December time coming up. That's usually about getting into towards the tail end of Sag, coming into Capricorn season. So maybe something important is coming up there. And then the last thing here is that things are improving. So even if I feel that that's interesting. I'm getting something here with her that even if you're feeling broken at the moment, on the fractured or something on the outside right now, the inside is eternal. The inside is wanting to, that light is there for you to heal from when you're ready to tap into that, when you're ready to go there. That's interesting what's coming through with that. But things are, I feel, with her, if things I feel always improve, and it's a cycle, of course, but I do feel things are improving. It's just with Saturn, Capricorn, takes time. It takes patience. So, and respect that, and respect your energies, and respect the journey there, Cancer. All right, but I think I'm going to leave that there. So, hopefully you enjoyed that. Stay mindful out there, Cancer. Stay present and keep eyes on the moon. Sees the day and the night. And I will catch you on the next one later. Oh, and I gotta think here. The number, she's a card 41, so if the number 41 means anything to you, let's just a little extra or something there. Later.